It's like pre-cum. Oh, here we go. Perfect drop.
Right on time, baby.
Sweat Equity Podcast. In streaming show, we're doing this Facebook Live. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
I'm your host, Law Smith. Sitting next to me is Eric Reginger.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Hashtag Girthy ROI, hashtag 69B2B, hashtag Sweat Equity Pod. This episode is brought to you by Grasshopper Phone Lines. Get an extra business phone line for your mobile device. Businesses, side hustles, that's what the show's about. We want to kind of give advice. We want to take your questions and answer them live if we can.
Easy hack. It's an easy way to elevate yourself.
How disappointing is it when you call someone that's trying to get their own brand, their own business going, and it's a Google Voice number?
Jabroni.
It's their cell phone number to them, and they just go, hello? If they're funny, they'll go, No Limit Studios, because that's what I do.
Yeah, every time.
That's the throwback, man. Well, look, you need a business phone line. It's a scalable business phone line option. Grasshopper. Try grasshopper.com/sweat. Gets you 75 bones off an annual plan. That's $75 off an I don't know any podcast that gives a discount bigger than that.
Me neither.
Definitely not on Grasshopper business phone line. Try grasshopper.com/sweat. $75 off an annual plan. Not only are we a promotion for it, but I'm a member.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I use it, man. It's good. I like the desktop app. I can get in there. Our featured sponsors, I'm going to run through them real quick. ExpressVPN. You want an anonymized web searching? Try expressvpn.com/sweat. Get you 3 months free off of your annual plan. Don't worry about the links. They're going to be in the show notes and description. Roan. Try roan.com/sweat. Get you 20% off the fanciest of fancy athletic gear.
You want to be better than your friends?
Be better.
Roan.com.
Look, you want to be better than your friends physically and fashion-wise?
Yeah.
Try roan.com/sweat or use the promo code BRIDGE20. It all hooks this show up. FreshBooks. Go freshbooks.com/sweat. Get you 30 days of free accounting software.
Are you sure?
Invoicing software.
I don't know if you're sure. Sounds like you don't know.
Direct deposits next day. I'm a user of it. I like it better than QuickBooks. I did QuickBooks for 5 years, and now I'm a FreshBooks zealot. Go freshbooks.com/sweat. Get you 30 days off that free trial, off an annual plan. Get a direct deposit the next day. Lastly, Warby Parker, warbyparkertrial.com/sweat. Get you 5 free pairs to try on at home or your office. Have everybody ridicule your fat face for your prescription. Or horse face like I got.
See that.
Prescription, sunglasses, eyeglass wear. Don't get ripped off by Big Eyewear.
Right.
Luxottica. What is it called? Yeah, Luxottica. The Italian company owns 97% of the market.
Yeah, bastard.
Sunglass Hut, all that shit. Don't get ripped off. Get the disruptor. warbyparkertrial.com/sweat. Hooks you up, hooks us up. You ready to get the show started?
I guess so, man.
Let's
What
get it
about
going.
my sweat equity?
They got it.
Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?
I see you. I see you.
See that?
I see you. So we're live. I'm gonna try to multitask here. Have you seen this meme? A lot of people are getting this text. This is for a business sense. Let's say that communication's kind of bigger than ever. Do you remember like communications major used to be a joke?
Yes.
Right? Like I remember there's a Simpsons episode where like it's something where like a field goal kicker like gets run over on the field or something and can't play, and they go, what's your major? And it's like communications. They're like, oh shit. Like that used to be a punchline, and now communications I feel like is bigger and more important than ever.
So prestigious now.
So
what is your point?
Case in point, I saw this as a meme earlier today on Instagram, and a lot of people are getting these texts. This one, hey, it's Rory from Working America. COVID has shown CEOs get richer when the rest of us are going broke. What do you think the best way? What do you think is the best way to change that?
First of all, that's not a meme.
No. I saw what the
You
guy.
got a
A guy
text.
answered it with guillotines.
What?
So the guy answered it. What do you think is the best way to change that? And a guy answered guillotines.
Right.
And the response in the meme was, "We're gonna remove you from the list."
Okay, that's
So
a good hack.
I'm probably gonna answer that. So yeah, look, we're all about pragmatic advice, and
Get that guillotine
you-
meme going, I guess.
well, think about like
Sounds aggressive.
let's talk communication a little bit, and
Aren't we always talking communication?
I'm just gonna let you drift there. Aren't we always
Communicating, right?
here? But
Hard hitting stuff.
like we have a weird kind of messaging has gotten more detailed and shittier at the same time.
Oh, you need to elaborate there, hombre.
Well, why is everybody upset looking at social media creates a lot more anxiety depending on what rabbit hole you go down. Whatever you're looking up online media wise, a lot of people are getting more anxious generally, I would say.
Yes.
At the same time, we have more ways to get a detailed answer. You just have to do a fucking book report. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The answers are out there.
Right. That's kind of what I'm getting to. My biggest thing with the COVID era, the quar, as Tom Papa calls it,
What?
is Lou, please. It's we're seeing crisis communication at its worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're just talking about the
Like PR, I thought,
quality of it,
like
or
growing
the...
up, you think PR is kind of a joke a bit. You think it's just a sassy, a sassy assistant gal that's writing shit up in a
Right.
press release, and you're like, now communications and PR is kind of way more important than I've ever realized. Let's put, for instance, the CDC comes out with new statistics. I hit it in our Slack group, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And ablaze with people that don't really understand stats, or really you just want to. It's more about bias. You want the stats to read the way you want them to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people were going, "Hey, only 6% of deaths out of the 160,000 people with coronavirus in the United States. That was the only the 6% had only COVID,
Right.
right? And then everybody else had 2 or 3 kind of conditions,
Yeah.
and then COVID was part of it.
Uh-huh.
So one side goes, "Hey, the people that don't want to wear masks in public," and I want someone so bad to tell me to wear a mask when I don't need to.
Yeah.
Do you get that feeling?
No, I don't go out searching for that sort
I
of
get it, justice
conflict.
boners?
Like, yeah, exactly.
I want to.
Actually, the law is this.
No.
And also, my name
no,
is
I'm talking.
law.
No. I wear the mask in public. I had COVID or I have it, whatever. Yeah, I'll say it. It's like herpes. I told everybody. I called everybody up. Hey, I may have
You
hugged
really
you.
made a big deal about it.
Well,
Look
at the
me,
time,
look at me.
yeah.
Feel bad for me.
I was like, please make me a victim,
I was like,
please.
Give a shit.
It makes me feel so good when everybody is just like worried about me. No, my thing was like the altruistic thing. The thing you should do was, hey, I've got whatever amount of reach I've got on social media. I should tell people just in case. I ran into someone and forgot to tell them, hey, I got this in the last week. I'm pretty sure, and just in case you don't know, right? And and also, I didn't know where to go. I scrambled around for, a day, like a whole day, trying to go. We're gonna go today to get it done on a Sunday. Get a nasal swab. Now I feel like it's a little bit more ominous, ubiquitous, whatever,
Ominous, definitely.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there's more outlets
What?
for it. But I'm saying, at the time, there's just not a lot of information out there.
Yeah, it's
This is
really,
2 months ago.
it just makes me just close my eyes and go to a different place. I'm just like, what? Okay, yeah, I guess I believe that now. What do we when do we decide what's right? What the true statistics on things are? It sucks. It's just
Right.
like nobody had there's no frame of reference anymore.
I consider
Like,
myself.
where did you get that story? Is that a credible source? Who knows? You're just playing on Facebook the whole time. You don't
I'm
care
trying to
about
share
these
this
people.
with the
He
people
doesn't care if you
while
get
we're going live.
coronavirus at all.
I mean, it's one of those things where you and I have talked about it for months that, hey, maybe be a little proactive if you can.
With sharing
The thing that no
that
one
with people.
here's another communications thing. The other thing no one wants to talk about in a big media way because they don't want to lose advertisers, they don't want to lose subscribers on a bigger scale is, our country is not in shape for the most part.
Yeah.
What the obese stats are anywhere from I see 40 to 60% of the country.
Yeah. Not good.
Now BMI is not the best. See, here's where it gets down to stats, right? BMI is not really a great. It's okay,
Right.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not
Running backs in the NFL with 8% body
Right.
fat are obese by BMI standards sometimes
right.
because
Right.
they're just so heavy.
Same with I got a fat ass. I'm
Get
5'11"
that
in
big
boots,
old booty.
and I'm probably considered obese by those standards.
Your ass is.
Well, this ass, it don't quit. But I'm saying, just in that situation right there, we just try to break down two statistics that there's a decision tree of 4 options now, and now you have permutations of how you're going to take
Right.
that point of view.
Yeah. And that's what causes me to shut right on down.
I know, and
like,
we both got fatigue. And that's where what do you do? What can you do?
Right.
Can you do anything?
Yeah. Not really. No. I mean, what are you going to do? Be on the wrong side of history? The person is, I'm not wearing the mask. It's like, dude, it's not that big a deal to wear it, really.
That argument of the wrong side of history, I've heard from people that I'm like, I think you're on the wrong side.
But my point is, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. I mean, we're all going to look like jackasses later on. I mean, I doubt it, but really, this has happened before. What was it, 1915 something, San Francisco? Fucking hell.
What? The last pandemic?
Well, just
I said 1969, really, but
a situation where the community all had to wear masks and the general good of everybody. It's not the first time.
no, definitely no. But this has been. Someone was saying if you've been through a pandemic in your lifetime, you've really lived. This used to be a regular thing. In medieval times, is just fucking purge everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna go.
Yeah, I think the shutdown just comes from people feeling like they don't know if this is some kind of political ploy. It wouldn't be crazy, down the road to find out this whole thing was orchestrated and they were trying.
It's man-made. That's already come out.
I'm not saying I think it was orchestrated, but when you see the Postal Service trying to get shut down, they're going to shut down voting places, and it's like, well, wait a second. That kind of adds up to restricted voting rights, and then it gets crazy. I don't want to think that's what's happening. Dear
Yeah.
God. But, dude, the way things have been going, who knows?
I saw another good meme that said, if you're worried about, or it was like, hey, why don't you take $500 in cash and mail it to yourself? And then if you're worried that's not going to get back to you, then maybe don't do a mail-in vote. And I was like, that's fair. I don't agree with it, but I kind of liked it. It was witty.
What is the idea that
That a lot
I
of
don't
people
get
are
it.
saying speaking of communications and the Postal Service stuff, they're saying that there's going to be a lot of mail fraud with votes. People are already pre-pissed.
Oh,
How you walk into a situation, you're like, I'm already pissed off about this.
right, yeah.
I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We're both
Eyes are
one of the-
pre-rolled in the back of my head. Ugh.
we're both one of the 5 Buccaneers fans, and that really like the team. And you get pre-pissed that we're gonna blow a couple of games
Okay, yeah, that's a good example. Yes,
because we had a tendency to do that for years and
still
all
do.
last year.
Yeah.
And so, what is this all about? I'd say communication's just gotten. It's polarizing, right? It's shittier and better at the same time.
Yeah.
You have more access on one end, but the access creates this situation where not everybody's voice should be heard. I was like, maybe you should be 30 years old to vote.
I think it's like an amplification problem. Sure, let everybody have their voice be heard, but make that voice equal, if that makes sense. Like one jackass who wants to have some racist shit to say, let him say it. And then you know who the racist asshole is. And then he deals with that in his life, where it's like,
Give him like a racist joke setup.
well, like no, just like a racist
gonna take the bait?
asshole, like who posts something and then it gets picked up by a news outlet and they're like, this man said this and then blah blah, and it's like, dude, like that's where it gets. For me, I think it's the problem where it's the amplification of just stupid ideas.
Yeah, and how do you fact check? We used to do 3 sources make an article, and that's the rule I kind of
Copy
apply.
and paste.
Well, that's the rule I kind of
URL.
apply before. Like I would share something with y'all in Slack or anybody, right? Like
Yeah.
if it's a news story that just came out, I'm like, you got to remember, like, ooh, this is salacious and this is something we've been talking about. I want to send this to a bunch of people, but wait, I don't know if it's correct. Like let time kind of settle down. And really, look, it's a lot of the fringes of the country. It's not
Right, and that the
starting
salacious
to
is the word
come
where
in.
it's like that's what gets attention. That sucks.
Let's
Like,
answer.
Most people are not on that far end, either side.
Let's answer some business questions. I just think, just generally, it's something to think about. It's something I've been thinking about a lot. Just in this crisis communication PR kind of area where, Trump is. Look, I give him credit. I don't like him, but I give him credit as he's a master at PR. He's
he
the
definitely
best
knows
PR.
how to play the game,
He
baby.
knows how to manipulate it better than anybody.
It is crazy.
I'm not saying I like it. I respect that. I know he knows what he's doing there.
It makes me sad that I feel like Veep on HBO is more accurate than we want to get. Like the way they, just gratuitously like talk about votes and like what's happening and how it's all a game. It's like, oh no, that could be closer to true than we want.
Well, the worst thing about politicians is being it shouldn't be a career. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And-
yeah. Term limits for Congress. That's the easiest
Bro,
fucking
you spend-
fix right now you can do.
You spend
insane.
half of your term
Get out of
campaigning
office,
for your
you
next thing.
Right.
How the fuck are we gonna get anything done?
Yeah. Plus, you're just taking all that time building these relationships with people.
It's like going to CC's Pizza for the buffet and filling yourself on breadsticks. What the fuck are you doing?
That's not a good metaphor,
I don't know.
but
I just wanted to bring CC's Pizza.
why?
I don't know. Remember CC's Pizza?
Oh, you're hungry.
I am. I'm really hungry.
There we go.
I'm a fitness coach and studio owner. What's difficult about maintaining an exercise routine? And this was kind of thrown out there as to one of the online
How is
groups.
this a business question?
Because from the business
Oh,
standpoint,
you're talking about as somebody who
Right.
owns a business.
yeah.
Okay.
If you're running some kind of yoga studio maybe or spin class is tough because like I've seen people try to move the bikes outside, and you're like, well, good luck in Florida because you're gonna have to. If those are all like Peloton nice, you're gonna have to run them back inside every 20 minutes.
Plus, it's hot as shit outside. Well, you don't want to do that outside. Like, don't set yourself up for failure.
By the way, speaking of spin class brands, did I ever tell you about Soul Cycle?
Yeah,
And
probably.
they at the end of it, they put. I'm the only guy in the class when I went. I don't know, 6 months ago, and they bring. I went with my sister and my niece, and at the end of it, you're gonna love it. I think you'll go just for this part. At the
Okay.
end of it, the spin class teacher has a candle. And goes. It's all dark in there, and she goes around the room to the music's like way lower now. It's been blaring like a car alarm in your hair, in your
Right.
ears the whole time, and then puts it down, and then she has like it's a fake candle. It's not even a real candle. It's one of those like a little
You
electric
flip
looking
the
ones.
thing on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's going around. This is a candle for all you guys. Like some kind of weird like you guys are
Your
really
soul
great.
has
Yeah.
now been cycled. Congratulations.
I started laughing so much. that
Dude,
my
that's
niece was
so
like, "Shut up!"
That
Oh man.
so disrespectful.
No. She was just like, "You're gonna fuck." She was just nervous they're gonna hear us.
And then what?
You know, he was asking people out there what's difficult about maintaining an exercise routine, which is really like, if you're on the business side of this, you're trying to figure out how to get that subscription, that member that's coming back in this time, right? I think he was trying to do some kind of market research, really, when asking that question. If you really think about it.
So this person's not asking for themselves. They're saying in general, what is your barriers to maintaining a fitness routine?
I think
What a great question you picked.
all right, you're a fitness coach, you're a gym owner, right?
Okay.
And you're asking people out there just in a forum, just of a general amount of people, what's difficult about. You're asking them to give you the problems they have. So you can now go market that.
Yes.
Right.
Market research. Yes.
So I think that's a weird way of going about it, I guess.
Do you understand how dumb it is that you picked this question when the question itself is meant for the idea is that you ask many people?
Right.
Literally, you could have picked any other question on there, and it would have made sense.
I liked it.
But you want to, for some reason,
Here's
ask
why.
me a question that matters
You're in the health
very little.
kind of conscious area. You know that area a lot better than I do. But I'm saying, why would that person ask that question? They're going to get a weird answer. They're not going to get the market research they want back. I'm saying if you're in that guy's position, and we'll give this another 2 seconds.
Yeah.
If you're in that guy's position asking that question, you're asking the wrong question.
Okay. I think you
Pick the wrong question?
The wrong question. That,
Next question.
I mean,
What?
I want my legacy to be helping reduce mental health issues and suicide in men. What are some business ideas to work towards achieving this?
rage rooms. All right, you get a bunch of old electronics. This is already a thing. It's stolen from the show Delocate with John. What's his name? And
Nice, Dad.
you can get baseball bats and then just charge time. I think New York City has at least one, but that's a great start. Just you could build your own rage room in your own house. Chances are, you've got the space. Even in your yard, just put a fence around it. You don't want people seeing you do that. And just go at it, man. Whatever you got that you're not supposed to smash with something, smash it.
So mental health is this problem that
Not anything.
what? Smash
Objects.
anything? Yeah.
Inanimate objects.
I think that's
Animals.
I think that's that's a temporary solution. I think that feels
What?
good.
I was ready for the next question. What are you talking about? We answered it.
I think that's kind of like ejaculating. Like you're like, good, all right, I can go to sleep now tonight. I think it's momentary. It doesn't solve the problem necessarily.
Yeah.
Pre-jack. But I'm saying mental health, it is an issue that every city's dealing with. When I lived in LA, I thought it was just an LA like absurdity. And now it's kind of just everywhere. And it's not a homeless issue, it's a mental health issue a lot of the time.
Yes.
So do you start with the biggest kind of swath of where you can help right there? Or where do you go?
Well, with suicide, when they throw mental health issues and suicide in there, that does not imply homeless. It's like
I'm going mental health equals homeless nowadays.
yeah. That just for me it goes to like people who have a more normal situation, But I don't know why. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. So yeah,
You don't see a lot of
fair.
hobos hanging themselves under an overpass,
Yeah.
They still love life.
Yeah. Okay. I would break those two. Yeah, I would break
Like
those
they're
two
still
up.
getting up every day and doing their thing.
Yeah, and we're probably getting this in a more of a white collar-y kind of area, I would guess.
Yes.
So let's go in that area. I would say one thing is BetterHelp. There's online therapy. if you can't pay for therapy, there's free therapy options almost in every city through a bunch of colleges, a lot of education, like I was gonna say like not secondary school, what?
Well,
Higher education.
yeah, I mean,
They
just in
offer that.
general, like it's not even just that. Like a lot of things, like a dental school or any sort of medical
Get your
school, like
hair
they
cut.
all have. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. They have these people that are trained. If it's
And they're typically
something you're
looking
okay
for
with.
people a lot of the time. They can't get enough people.
yeah,
So that's an option I've heard a lot throughout the years. I've done BetterHelp myself. That helped me kind of jumpstart going to a therapist in person. I didn't have suicidal thoughts or anything, but definitely was depressed. So I think there's things like so those are disruptor models. Essentially, like BetterHelp created a marketplace to put therapists and people that need it together
yeah.
in a covert way.
There's definitely more access now. The business idea of working towards helping
have-
this sort of thing is
The
like
business idea doesn't have to. You don't need to make your own business. You just need to.
no, I know. I'm just saying, like, you're right. The like telemedicine thing, I think, especially for mental health stuff, where it's like you don't have to get physically examined, is a huge step towards like, really, you can go online, not tell anybody that you're going. You don't even have to leave your house
Right.
to see a therapist, and obviously, it's all HIPAA protected. There's no way anyone. Also, I don't think it's as big a negative anymore going to see a therapist. I think a lot of people are, seeing that as a normal thing. So
Yeah, and not all of them are good. I think a lot of people do that too. and
that's
they go,
true too. Yeah,
I went, and it didn't.
right.
Like, it's finding a good one's like dating. You gotta like really kind of filter them out.
Yeah, I mean,
I needed someone that was kind of disciplinarian. That was like, I'm not gonna let you just verbally diarrhea everywhere, or physically diarrhea everywhere in his office.
well, yeah, you got to remember that's a business too. They don't want to say, "Hey, you're cured." They
Yeah.
want you to come back.
Well, there is that
So there's
incentive
this
that
weird thing.
But he actually was like, I don't want you in here. He's
Oh,
like, he didn't,
You're done. You're cured. You're healed.
no, he was like, I don't think there's anything wrong, but we'll do a evaluation. Anyway, let's,
You didn't even consult me. Like, I disagree.
so
I've got my notes. I'll fax them over.
homeless with part-time minimum wage
transition.
job. We're keeping the homeless theme. Homeless with part-time minimum wage job. What are the next steps to make a business?
Where are you, dude?
This
I don't know. I mean, how about step one? You're gonna need a home address for paperwork.
good. So okay, that's good. See, this is a good question.
Yeah. How? Yes.
How do you go from homeless to
Well, I mean,
entrepreneur?
straight up. I mean, you're gonna have to get a home address, somebody that you maybe know, to at least put your name on some paperwork.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the other thing with the mental health stuff is a lot of
This
it.
person's crazy. Obviously, they think they're gonna go to business owner before they get
Well,
live in their car. Is that what
Look,
they're
that's the thing with the entrepreneurial stuff these days. It is almost getting to that celebrity area where you think you can be like a celebrity.
doing?
Like
Celebrity entrepreneur.
a lot of people think about it in that way now because
Yeah.
it's starting to blend together because
I'm going to teach you the secrets to make millions of dollars by selling videos about making millions of dollars.
yeah, and a lot of stuff seems really easy, just like a lot of people wanted to be an actor, in the 90s probably, right? Because it's like we're looking at that as the job that's like, it doesn't seem too fucking hard.
Still doesn't seem that hard in the 20s.
So
Or in the 20s.
but
dude.
now we have more things where there's YouTube celebrities and there's people that make, there's influencers and there's all these things that, look, I don't think they're the most grading job. I don't think they're the most difficult to do those, but most of those people are like obsessed with that shit.
Oh, we were talking about it.
Nonstop worry
Dude,
about
the last time you were over here, we were talking about the people my kids watch on YouTube. It's like, hey, as stupid or dorky as it might seem to watch, the guys are at least on top of like and subscribe and marketing themselves and then getting all that shit and like producing a ton of content. Like they get it for sure, and it's effort too. It's not just like you don't just roll out of bed and walk into this. Like they're working. We don't agree with it.
We both hate Ryan's Family or whatever that YouTube channel
Ryan's
is.
Toy Review.
Yeah. So if you don't have kids, you probably haven't seen this, but it's like it's a mom, dad, and this kind of pudgy kid Ryan, and that kid makes like fucking bank, and he's like 12, and I think that thing's like opportunistic. Like I think they put it out there, and it like kind of caught fire. I feel like Twitch is that way.
Yeah.
Like I kind of don't get it, but hey, more power to you. Like
Definitely a momentum thing.
right. You never know. Like look, unboxing videos, would that ever be a thing? ASMR, is that what is it? Like oh yeah. Like talking in the
weird.
mic.
That's what you. That's one
I'm
of the
gonna
ways
eat a
to do it.
bagel.
Dude,
Yeah.
man, go ahead.
People, yeah, they get soft boners to that.
Yeah,
So
gross.
there's all these lanes now. There's all these segmentations that I think a lot of people just are putting content out there and just opportunistic about it. So homeless guy, that's your fastest route.
Hey, homeless YouTube channel could be fucking awesome. Actually, I mean, give it to us straight from the streets.
And honestly, there's jobs out there right now. It's really interesting to see that. I see a lot more in the white collar and blue collar areas. Just generally, there's jobs that are being posted where you don't think they are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people not wanting to be in a place working with other people because of the coronavirus. And there's a lot more openings than there actually normally are for random stuff.
They're thinking more because a lot of people in the lower jobs are better off on unemployment than going back to work.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
That sucks, but, it's the case.
Hey, you pay into it. Look, if you pay into it, I'm fine with it. If you take advantage of it, it kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Like, this is unprecedented times. We don't know.
I mean, yeah, listen, we're getting screwed over by the government anyway, so I'm not saying do anything illegal.
What's that now? Do we need to call Tripoli?
No, I'm just, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you have your bureaucracy keeping track of all this stuff, and if they're sending you the check, then don't feel that bad about it.
Wouldn't you love if your taxes...
I take it all back.
If you got where all that, the percentages actually went.
Yeah, they should do
Wouldn't
that.
that be different?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
I thought the internet would get us there
I
by
own
now.
1/1100th of a tank.
But it goes, here's your
Now.
tax money. Here's where every line item of it goes. Why we have to do it?
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. It is fucked up that you have to do your own taxes.
No, but I mean,
Why
like,
don't you guys tell me what I owe you? Like, what are you talking about? I have to do
no way.
But I'm just saying, you prove it.
They do.
They do if they think you didn't prove it right.
You've never read that macroeconomics professor that was
Totally
like,
did read that.
that was like a tax return. You just getting the taxes in by April 15th is like giving a loan essentially, because you have the tax return come back for a lot of people. So it's essentially like, it's like they know already if they want to know what you're supposed to be paying.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
That's what. Okay. Yes.
it's almost like a bait car.
Yeah. Well, let's see if you do the right thing
Right.
here or not.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why do we have to do that stupid exercise already?
Because we've been doing it. And the incentive is to not change it because there's a lot of accountants that benefit off of it.
Yeah.
And the people who are going to change
Powerful accountants.
it are probably an accounting lobby of some sort.
Oh. That's a bummer.
Goddamn CPAs. Hey, shout out to
bummer.
my accountant I love, Michael Messina, MPMPA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to end this? Is that your point?
Yeah, business CPA.
What about my sweat equity?
Giving them like 50 referrals, bro.
Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?